Hey everyone, Jeff Lobb here, SparkTank Media. We are in for another sales strategy session. I'm excited to be here. Thanks for joining me. And today is one of my kind of favorite things I like to do a lot, but I don't talk about too often, but it's often used when you know how to use it right in a sales environment, and that is called the takeaway. Takeaway. It's super powerful if you know how to use it properly, but you got to use it in a really genuine fashion and a very realistic, truthful statement. We're not here I am one of the most diligent sales people in the universe as far as making sure what I say I can do or I have done, and fully transparent. You got to make sure you set this up properly. So this is where you take a lot of your successes from past clients or other clients and use it as a leverage. Now here's the thing about a takeaway. A lot of times we get objections talking about the same thing about I've got clients, I've already got somebody, and you kind of get to a stopping point. Now, usually, I could be talking about the real estate, the mortgage, the title industry, but let's kind of break out an example of a few different ones. Let's just talk about title for a second. Let's say I was a new title rep and I'm talking and I want to get a new client, or I'm walking in the door, or I'm having a conversation, and I want to get a sit-down meeting with the owner to talk about my services, my value proposition, and I'm going to get that typical objection. It's going to be, hey, Jeff, listen, we already have one or two guys we were using for 20, 30 years. We've been in business with them a long time. Really don't have a need for another service, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That being said, I already have to have prepared my value, something I've done with another client, something I've done with another group of clients that have had success. And I want to make sure I hit the hot button of that core business, meaning if I was talking to a title client or a title, I'm thinking one of the big hot buttons for that business would be more sales. I mean, let's face it, for a lot of businesses, more sales revenue. So I might add something like, listen, I certainly understand, and I always validate their relationship. Listen, I would never want you to change your relationships. I certainly understand you've got one or two people you've currently been using, and I would never want to upset that apple cart. However, some of the clients that I've worked with recently in the nearby area, whatever you might be saying in the area, we've had great success. And one of my specialties is helping them grow their sales team with success of over 20 to 30% growth year over year. We've helped them generate more sales in their actual sales environment. So I understand you're totally busy and you have some other clients. I appreciate your time, but I'm going to kind of step out and maybe follow up with you at another time. Maybe go talk to some other potential clients that can use some more sales or generate more sales activity in their offices. But I appreciate your time, and maybe we'll see you, around. What did I kind of just do? I just kind of stumbled through that a little bit. There's no perfect script for it. I threw a little bomb on his plate or her plate. And I said, listen, what I've usually done is help people 20, 30% more sales. That's sitting there going, well, if you don't need to generate more sales activity in your office, or if you don't need to generate another 20, 30% in sales activity, that's fine. I certainly appreciate your time. Maybe I'll catch up with you later. Okay. So, maybe say it a couple different ways, saying, listen, in my past or my past clients I worked with, a recent success I just had is I've helped their sales team grow 10, 20% by helping do this, this, and this. And I certainly understand you have one or two people. I never want to interrupt that. But as far as generating more sales, it's one of my specialties. I appreciate your time. Maybe we'll catch up with you at a later date. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling back. I'm teasing a little bit with a real success story, and I'm pulling it away. I'm doing the takeaway, that saying, if growing sales by 20, 30% is something not interesting to you, I could certainly appreciate that. I'll go, chat with some clients that might be looking to grow their sales teams. So it's kind of an interesting takeaway. I've done it, we work with it in real estate. When I talk to people in the real estate business, or I'm trying to work with a brokerage, you may not need my service, or it might be too expensive. Well, that's fine. It might be $5,000 a day to hire me. However, if I could bring in a partner that can help offset that cost, I know you already have a partner, but if I could bring in a partner that'll help you offset that cost and save you $5,000 a month, that might be something to consider. But I don't want to interrupt on your relationship. Play it away. I don't want to intrude on your relationship. I would never want to infringe on your partnership. So if you want to retain me for the $5,000, I'm cool with that. Let's have that conversation. And then we'll get like, whoa, wait a minute. Did you say it's someone to partner with that, I have a partner, but, maybe I could add a second partnership or something. So it starts to go down a different path if you hit the right hot button. And I tell it through a third-party story. It's got to be real. It's got to be real scenarios. It's got to be real success, something you truly have done. You throw it out there saying, here's what we've done in the past. If you're not interested in that kind of stuff, I'm totally cool with it. I respect your relationships. Maybe I'll catch up with you at one of the networking meetings. Good to see you. Thanks for your time. And you pull it back and you let it resonate. Sometimes they won't even let you out the door if you do it right. So, moral of the story. The takeaway has to come from something good you've done, something you've validated, something is also a hot button to your client's business. Maybe it's marketing, maybe it's doing social media, maybe it's something successful you've done. Use it through a third-party story. Here's what we've done in the past, but I understand you might not be interested in talking to another person, but these are some of the successes I've had. Thank them for their time. I would never want to infringe on that kind of a relationship, but 20 to 30% sales growth is really big, and a lot of people really need that kind of help. I'm cool with that. I'll go, maybe chat with some others that can possibly use the sales help. All right, so you got to do it in a way where there's no ego. It's not cocky. I'm trying to kind of downplay it a little bit, but the takeaway works really well with valid stories. Think about what your takeaway could be. Think about your success. Practice a little bit on how you would use it. Find one or two different versions of it and make it work. It's a real thing that works really well because now you've got their attention in an area they really do need your help. That's the truth of it all. They really do need your help, and you could provide that help. So get good at something else, have success with it, create the third-party story, and use the takeaway. There you go. Thanks.